Baby, do not love me now. Oh, baby, baby, please don't love me now. Oh, hello there, camera. I didn't notice you. I was singing well, not one of my songs, one of random songs in my head, but besides the point. So, you came for the back story again. I know I'm late, so who cares? So, also, I know I'm late, and also apology for that, and also, my editor, well, yeah, I'm not alone here. I found out that I have someone else here. Yeah, he's not here right now. He's taking a nap right now. He's sort of my editor in a way. Yeah, he's taking a nap right now. He comes in, comes out for some reason. I don't know. He's very lazy, but he edits my these kind of videos. So yeah. And I saw the last video that I was not speaking right. Like some of the words I had not picked up. So yeah. So apology for that. Hopefully you watch that video and try to understand. Now, this will be a brief sorry, I'm talking way so fast. Slow down. Sorry, I just ate about a couple hours ago. AMREs. They're delicious. But besides the point of that, a brief discovery of my three characters or my three fools. Now, let's start with the first character, leader of the group. His name is a driver. Mostly his name is a driver, and he's a driver for many things. He's good for heist jobs, and he loves his work of what he's doing. He loves his job, like driving cars, upgrading cars. He loves that, and his family died for what they love by a car crash from a heist that gone very south. And he really loves his way of working. Now, his weapon, his weapons are a mini, an Uzi, pistol, and mostly that's all he gets, and also a bat. That's his weapons of choice. He's wearing he's wearing mostly common pants, some running shoes, a hoodie, and some armor on him. Armor that protects his chest and his mostly other areas where just his arms. And mostly his mask of choice is a regular bandana mask. Pretty cool, believe me. He's actually pretty cool. And good shades. Next person on our list is a handsome fellow named Pilot. He's always there on a job, always there as a friend, and also always there on everything. He's always your backup friend. He likes to calm down people, and mostly, half the time, he always gets freaked out by many things. His weapons of choice are the his weapons of choice are mostly dualies, but mostly that he only dual knives or usually do some things. Mostly, driver usually do wield a lot of things, but pilots is good with a pistol. Like he's really good with a sniper rifle. His favorite choice of weapons, mostly except dual, he never does that. His favorite weapon of choice was a sniper rifle and mostly dual pistols. He mostly liked dual pistols sometimes, but he usually stick with one. He really likes his sniper rifle. He loves that sniper rifle to death more than planes. Well, mostly he loves planes more because he found out parts of a plane. And mostly that, he loves the plane to death. He knows every plane you think of. He can want to drive all of them. Of course, his father, mostly his mother, passed away from a deadly disease that I won't name. It's kind of deadly, believe me. It's sort of cured, but not yet. But his father died from a accident. Of course, the rival gang from that area, the exact same gang that crashed into driver's car and killing both his parents, sort of, kind of killed his father in the back, but accidentally killed themselves. And sorry for me for moving, and mostly that, he kind of became homeless, and mostly that, our next character. Our next character is mostly a soldier. Soldier is a half-deaf person, but he can say words, but he can't hear them correctly. Like in the last video, if you see thank you, he started to learn a few words, so he's saying thank you back then. So yeah. So he used to be was half deaf, but now he's kind of serious words in a way. But yeah, he's his weapons of choice are a assault rifle, an AK, well, any assault rifle, any class, heavy machine guns, missile launcher, any weapon that you think of, he has. Believe me, and he keeps well check of them. Both of his parents were soldiers. Like they really, really like their jobs. If I remember correctly, his his mom was a field medic, and his father was a well, mostly a heavy weapons. Both of them met while his father was injured, and after a while, he has a baby. Yes, but both really love their job, and the army really liked them both. Like the army give them praises, and mostly that they sort of get a lot laid off. They get work done. They if the army wants something done, they get it done fast. Believe me. But those two were unstoppable. When you get them on your group, the missions is a success immediately. Of course, everyone knows that. Like the whole entire city knows you have two greatest warriors in their ranks. In well, not in their ranks, but in their citizenship. And mostly they were settling down when they have a child. They settle down, and mostly settling down. And mostly he lives with his grandpa. Well, the father figure lived with his grandpa in that city. And the father figure and the grandpa was nice. He could tell funny jokes, funny story. Like dad jokes do. Of course, his father gets it, but his son, nah. Soldier didn't get them at all. Like he was like face palming a lot often. But enough of his story, enough of his past. But the sad truth is that it's actually the game that killed Pilot's father, and it's actually the game that crashed into driver's car, well, the parents' car, was named the Red Fang. Mostly that they wear red stuff, like the Bloods, but more worse in a way, like 10 times worse. Of course, they were doing a heist and it all went south. It's like went downhill fast. And I can't explain it to you, but I don't want to, cause I am lazy and tired, and I got unfinished business later. So yeah, and besides, the point, I have like two more videos to record anyway. So I have like picked this up speed now. So yeah. Besides the point, what was it again? Oh yeah. So the Red Bloods are mostly defeated completely, almost completely. Mostly a nearby rival leader named the Green Angels. Mostly green. Well, people call them the Green Cops for some reason. I don't know why, but people call them the Green Cops or Green Leaf. I don't know, the Green Tree or Green Leaf. People call them the Green Cops. People call them the Green Tree. But mostly those three kids they took in under their ranks were called seedlings. Mostly they go by the green tree, and they wear a lot of green, but they respected them. Like driver, pilot, and soldier respected them, and mostly that they get high ranks. Mostly police officers really trust the Green Leagues. Actually, they're their eyes and ears all over the city. So, the police officer wants someone, they got one. They got the person right in the bag. So, you can't hide in that city. But usually the Green Leagues are the gangsters, and mostly that. Sometimes they do follow laws in other states, and mostly that. Driver and pilot and soldier were initially for a heist. Now, this is their first heist together, and mostly that, they kind of hate each other in a way. So they all start to go to the quest that the leader of the gang, the leader of the green trees were. And they go over there. It was like a cartel in their area. Well, not in the area, but in the other area. And another game, a friendly game, they're named, I think, called the Purple Angels, if I remember. Yeah, Purple Angels, that's what their name are. I don't know why they give colors in their name. I don't know. Maybe it's the person who named them. But when they completed the heist, they all started to realize that we seem like good friends. So they started to hang out with each other, actually talk to each other about. They don't like the things they like, but still, they sort of all were became friends, and more mission together, the more they trust each other. But one fateful day, they were heading back home, and mostly they well, were out of the out of the heisting street and all that junk, like all the heists. They put it behind their backs. The police officers there say, "You're cool. You're fine. You're fine. You're cool. You put that past behind you. We give you a light sentence." And they get a light sentence of 4 years, and they all were in a cell. How lucky was that? And they started talking more about their past, and found out they were the exact same person. So after they sort of went out of jail, they made a business with each other and started to grow and grew. And if you have like if you have like driver in a car, we could fix that easy. He can make upgrades for that easily. And everyone wants to be in his car shop, but he doesn't have enough money to only fix 4 cars, so people had to wait. And people in their area, people want always a new gun. So when he always start and well, mostly a mix between a repair store, workshop, well, workshop for a pilot, and mostly that a gun store for a soldier. And they all made a good business because the people like their style. So people always like the style of a car. So the most dominant thing that driver likes is style of all things. So when he like pull up inside a well, when he used a drive-by back then, he always did it in style. He just likes it that way. Like, if the police officers know you are, like, do it in style then, he said. Of course, that is one of his disregard and mostly violent team. Well, violent entered the team because mostly the other two team members, Soldier and Pilot, hated that. They hate style. They want to do the jump quickly. They don't want to overdo it. But mostly, he tried his best to put a little bit of style in. Soldier really likes guns. Like he defines the reason of perfect on gun. If he sees guns damage, he will automatically fix it. In his considered, if he sees your gun trash, he gives you a discount, a 50% discount on fixing your gun, and also upgrade to make it to another gun. Cause your gun's trash, but make it into good trash at least. Of course, it's mostly profoundly to guns and mostly his way to fix guns. So he's a gun nut. He loves to hoard guns and ammo. So usually pilot and driver usually stick to melee weapon half the time. His melee weapon is a brass knuckles. That's what I know. Pilot. His greatest downfall, well, mostly talking about groundfall, is his panicking reason. He's like Chad in like Friday the 13th. If you ever play that game is good. Believe me, that game is kind of good. Kills and death animations are good. Believe me, but he's still like Chad in the game, but tenfold. He's more worse than that. He's sometimes calm and sometimes pressure, but if he can control it, he's like a control freak. If he control the pressure, he's okay. He can do anything. But like I said, like you said, he always wears a mask. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the mask too. Sorry, I've been speeding up, so I should calm down. I should take a breath. Give me 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. I took a little breath, took a little break. In fact, I might take a little break right now to get water, but nah, never mind. I won't do that right now. I do that in like about a little bit more. This is really going on. I'm like making 20 minutes, so 20 minutes max. Where was I? Oh yeah, the mask. Soldier's mask was a sort of mostly a helmet with a couple of good glasses to night vision goggles, and a gas mask. Pilot sort of like a pilot with with a little bit of a scarf at the end, using a scarf and mask and having shades on to protect his eyes and a helmet for like protection for crashes when he gets a head knock out. And the soldier was wearing a average vest with a jacket and army pants and army boots. Pilot's wearing a jeans and a comfortable shoes, I guess. So So that's it. So they're all coming back home from another average day of work, and it was busy. Believe me, it was very busy. They work very hard. When they come back to work, they sit down, watch some anime. Pretty good. Believe me, they have their own anime. Believe me, the anime in that universe is really good. And also, no legal laws for any. No legal laws for anything on anime, so it's all legal free. So that'd be fun for you people who watch anime. So yeah, they could sub it and also dub it. They love subbing more better than dubbing. Well, is it? No, that's subbing, but dubbing. Which is better? Go to the comments down on which is better, subbing or dubbing. I don't know, but yeah. So they were attacked, and well, after we watched anime, they all were going to sleep, well, almost sleep. I'm changing the story back then, so don't mind my words. All right, so they all were heading to sleep. They all clean up their mess of watching this cool anime. So pilots start stand up, and they heard a knock on the doors for a pilot specifically, and he sort of have 5 minutes to get what he needs and pay up a bet that his father made, that he supposed to pay, and he did pay the debt, because his father had a lot of debt in his own name. So yeah, and also this debt collector is really much crazy. Well, almost crazy. So Pike got shot in the chest, and it hurt like pretty much badly, and he sort of girl got knocked down, and they all set up a cover. Soldiers were setting up in his like sweet spot where his AK was in a uh, you know those places where you put umbrellas? So it's like in the umbrella holder, whatever they're called, and you start shooting because it's also his umbrella in the way. So yeah, he doesn't waste anything. He doesn't waste a very good AK on a barrel holder and blend it in as an umbrella holder. So we keep it that way, man. So use things what you can. Think of ideas. But besides the point about things, uh, he started shooting at them, and mostly it became really quiet. Like really quiet after he shot a few times. They heard this loud crack in the air, and mostly it was a railgun. Yes, these people had a railgun, and it went through soldier heads like butter. Of course, the other two were actually freaking out, scared of all age. They were scared of all age and like all over the place. They were all screaming, yelling, like, "What shall we do?" But pilot slapped driver in the face, and driver slapped him in the face to calm them both down. They both set up cover somewhere else. Driver set up cover near the couch. No, not near the couch, but pilot was set up cover near the couch. Soldier, well, not soldier, but uh, crap. Sorry. No, a driver was set up in the kitchen. The door was knocked down, and there was a grenade popping, a flash grenade, and they were blind for a couple minutes. And someone walked in. Merc, who walked in first, and mostly a weird guy wearing a white vest, well, not white suit with a blue tie, with a symbol behind him, and the symbol behind him means both death and justice for some reason. I don't know why. So yeah, it means death and justice. And he saw a pilot immediately, and pilot started shooting, and mostly he missed all those shots, and mostly got shot down immediately by the mercs. And driver noticed that, and mostly he's outgunned, outnumbered, he needs to run. Of course, he wants to have revenge one day, but not in this time. He's very, very vulnerable. So he found his car keys in his pocket, and he almost about to run, but the person with the white suit found him and said, "Hello, friend," and mostly shot him in the face. Of course, driver's last words were, "I will see you again one day." And also, that wasn't his words, someone else's words. But they went to this place called the Void. Of course, they met this weird king meet this weird person who was there and mostly talk about they don't want to do revenge, and mostly tell him this: revenge will kill you one day. And mostly it kind of did, because mostly driver kind of remember what happened. Of course, they were teleported into this world of magic and all that, like really good magic. Oh, excuse me one minute, I gotta lay down. Sorry. There's something behind me. It's wood. I know. Wood inside a void. I found it. Besides the point of that, sorry. Yeah. So they were teleported into this world, and teleported in this world, and mostly filled with magic and all of that, like magic, flying ships everywhere, and mostly that they all transformers into furries, I guess. But not furries, not complete furry, like all furry, not all furry around, like not completely, but mostly like kind of furries, like Navis, you know Navis, like the cats, like cat look like cats, but not look like cats. So, I'll give you the group definition of them quickly, because I'm wasting time to the summary is real long. But sorry, kind of blinked out. But driver is sort of wolf. Uh, pilot was a bird, and mostly soldier was a bear. Of course, they all woke up in this strange world, and they all freaked out first, but then hit them in the face because we have a new life, new second chance. Of course, but they heard screaming and yelling nearby. They were sort of venturing and found this big school, and they sort of like think what happened. It's all wizards and other things like, and they all sort of and it's all negotiating the hostages and people and all that stuff. And mostly that they were all angry because, well, they all started to be angry because there are people inside and they say that they will shoot if you don't get free people in, like free people to sacrifice. Of course, they thought maybe these guys are crazy, but they saw the masks they were wearing, they were red. Of course, they thought it was a red blood fang. Yeah, blood fang. So maybe it was them. So they were all angry, pissed off that they're there. So they all kind of snuck into the back and ready to kick down the door. Now, we're going to take a short break. Be right back. Hello, I'm back from my break and also some water if you hear that. So, where were we again? Oh, yeah. So, they kind of sort of went back in the back and sort of want to kick down the door. So, it's already up and they're ready to kick down. Now, this will be a sort of story, so thank you for this brief summary, and hopefully you enjoyed the story. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Thank you. Now on to the characters. Thank you. So they kicked down the door, and Pilot said immediately, "Is it clear?" Sawyer says, "Yes," in sign language, well, sort of in a way. Say yes, and mostly Pilot said, "Okay, we'll go to sorry, my words are tongue switching today. We're going to three different floors. There's three different floors, and there's 6 floors total. So three different floors would be good, right?" No one nod yes. So let's go to the view of Soldier. Soldier was running upstairs immediately. Of course, he really wanted to start murdering people. So he went up the stairs immediately into the first floor. He saw 4 people, and most of that he's ready to jump in. But of course, the driver says no one has to be killed today. Of course, Soldier wants to knock him out. He's sort of a merciful type, but of course, but kill a few on accident. Wink, wink. Of course, mostly Soldier put on his silencer on and start murdering the living H out of like half the blue. So the first one, he snuck behind and break his neck. The second one, in the first floor, shot, and mostly killing. Well, not killing, but murdering half the people. So he's almost done murdering. He saw someone pleading for mercy. Of course, he sort of handcuffed him and mostly put him on the floor. Of course, he realized the bomber, and mostly person who killed himself and loyalty to this name. And what up, you, man? I'm drinking more. I'm thirsty right now. Sorry, get harder. So, mostly this person was a suicide bomber, and he sort of wanted to kill himself and desire. So mostly that. So it says, don't do it. If you do it, you kill yourself. Well, kill and yourself. And mostly that he went away and started murdering the rest of the enemies in the floor itself. And mostly he leave a few alive, a few surrender, so he kind of captured them and leave them a few alive. So next floor, second floor is Pilot. Of course, Pilot's style of work is more like waiting. All of the enemies sort of start to line up. Of course, he realized a good shot in. It's like Mission Impossible. So he saw this weird donut. He saw this weird circle on the wall. It like moves up and down. He can't come in, or that thing will set an alarm. Like a weird layers going up and down, really fit quickly and going up and down. And the soldiers start to line up. So he got an idea. He used a sniper rifle and loaded it with a special round that can go very quickly. Now, all you got nuts person. I watch a little bit of YouTube because I have a computer here because my editor. I watch a little bit of YouTube. A person online named I don't know name someone named I think it's called Ranch Demolition. Yeah, Ranch Demolition. Yeah, Ranch Demolition says that if a bullet goes faster, it penetrates more better. He said that in kind of a whims and mostly shoot a I think it was something. I don't know. He shoots something. So mostly he loaded it in with the fastest bullet he could ever find in his pocket. He only had one shot, and it's sort of like Mission Impossible. He's thinking of the movie. So he got four people, and they all started lining up. So he waited for a shot, and bang! All those four people were dead. Of course, he kind of went in carefully, not setting off alarm, checking in, see if there's anything left with his pistol. Of course, none of them were left. They're all deceased. Mostly that he could finish his missions. But of course, some was right behind him. It was one of them left. He did count the fifth person, the most holding the hostage. Of course, he told him to cool it down. You don't need to shoot someone today. And mostly that. The pilot said starting to cool down. But no, he started wanting something. It is what he said. I want money. That's all I need for my child. He repeatedly said that. Of course, I started calming them down a little bit. We'll give you the money. Don't worry about it. We sort of calmed him down a little bit. Mostly started to drop the gun and start crying. And mostly that pilot kind of saved him. And handcuffed him and mostly that sneak a little bit of about $50,000 in his pocket because he wanted to. So he fit $50,000 in his pocket and told him, have some fun with, have some good time with a child in prison, right? Mostly pat him back and tell him, you'll be okay. Of course, prison life is better than what you think. Of course, he kind of went back checking all the rooms and see if everyone's okay. Everyone, students were okay. Of course, they were all sort of amazed and awed that he pulled off that shot. Of course, he was amazed too. Of course, they all started to go back to the top floor, mostly clearing up the rest of the floors. Last floor, of course, was driver, and mostly his way is more like this, like more like Hollow enemy. So when he went in, he instantly threw his bat at the near person. When he dropped his weapon, he picked up the weapon and started shooting, bang, 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 and to try to text him. So he hid in the corner, picked up his bat, and mostly started slam dunking at someone like dubbing like LeBron James. It started slam, slip, slam, slam, slam. Of course, he slam dunked them, and mostly that started to mercilessly massacre all of them. Of course, it really doesn't say. So one person was left. One person was left after all, and mostly that he sort of was cowering in the corner. He doesn't want to leave any survivors because the pain that they caused him, like losing his both parents in that accident, sort of went through him in the veins, and realized that he has the exact same symbol as that person who killed him. Killed him. Of course, he was furious and mad, but a voice in his hands, vengeance kills people. Of course, he gave the person a little bit of mercy and realized that's only just a tattoo, not part of the person. Because you feel like that's a thing for a whole entire empire. Give 1 minute, I'm drinking some a little bit of water. My voice is thirsty. Sorry. Sorry. So they all clear up the whole entire place. So we're at the top floor, the roof level, and you found out there's one more person not yet captured or killed. Of course, this person was holding up a little girl, and the exact same person who was conversating. Of course, they don't. They all pull out their guns, and mostly they all did. Of course, the person said, "Who are you three?" And they all said, "They all were thinking." Three fools, out loud said driver. And mostly that they said, "Okay, I'll let her go if you." This is what the person. "I'll let her go if you." Mostly was struggling these words, and well, soldiers kind of shot him in the leg, and mostly letting go the person. Of course, driver started yelling at soldier to not do that. Of course, he almost started to run, and pilot started shooting him in the other leg. Of course, he was starting to get yelled at. He started yelling at the pilot. After that, he started to run, and driver started shooting him right in the head. Of course, killing the man. And he thought, "Oh, well, that wasn't my fault." Of course, mostly the girl who was there, who saved the day, well, mostly the girl they saved, really don't, uh, we were scared and start crying in the corner. Sorry about the little shortage of delay. My editor woke up and told me to be a little bit more quiet in a calmly faction, in a way. So was I? Oh yeah. So they're all yelling at each other and like all start yelling at each other and do that. Police officer came in, and after a few minutes, the police officer started to SWAT in. And mostly will go in and started to SWAT came in. Mostly tried to do it. They found all of the people, all the killers dead, but mostly a few alive. Sorry, burped a little bit. Sorry, burp again. But all the other people dying. And of course, they all went to the final floor, seeing three fools yelling at each other. Of course, they started yelling at each other. Look at the police. Look at the SWAT member. Said, pilot said, well, not pilot, but well, yeah, pilot said, oh, forgot about them. Of course, driver said in his own fashion, please, we're friendly. Of course, they all pointed their staffs and all of their stuff at them. Of course, pilot did one move that he learned from an enemy. Ninja vanish! Of course, they all disappeared, and most of the police officers look around, seeing where they went. Of course, they were near a vent, and mostly went inside the vent. And they went to this weird room, like an office. Of course, police already went by the office and mostly told him that. But this lady, the, well, person who runs the whole entire school, this lady sort of turns around. They were all sitting in the chair, line, and mostly that, sit in this chair and thought, who are you three? And mostly that, they all says, uh, uh, mostly they all said, well, mostly Pi was thinking of a good line, most soldier was thinking of something, but Driver said, the three fools, said, said, uh, said the driver. Of course, okay, she said, mostly in a calmly manner. Of course, mostly pilot started to pull out a gun, and mostly it was his arm shaking. And so the driver said, calm down, it's okay. She might be pretty decent. Well, not pretty decent, but pretty well, because they sort of kind of this situation before in a way. And so they sort of started in silence. A few minutes silence, and somebody knocked on the door. Someone knocking the door saying, somebody knocking the door like, something knocking the door. It was one of the police officers said, "Mistress, are you okay?" One police officer said, "I'm okay. I'm just talking to three students that are in just a line." And most of the party said, "Yes, yes, man. I'll leave immediately." Of course, clean up the body and stuff. Well, mostly they had to pay out of it. So the mistress of the school sort of wanted to talk to him. So mistress says, "What are your names?" And driver said, "Well, we go by nicknames. My name is Driver. Here is a pilot. And in my right hand is Soldier. That's our names." Of course, the mistress was very confused because actual names mean actual names, but uh, driver said it's a long, long story to tell. Of course, that'll be one day to tell it. Of course, Miss Wiz was talking to them, and the group talked to her, and mostly, I'm not going into detail to that. I'm not that detailed enough. No, besides the point, I wasn't allowed to be there. My disguiser, the machine, didn't work today. So yeah, so that day. So yeah, so I can't hear the whole entire conversation. But in the conversation, they won. So the mistress was kind of interested by their style of work. She was watching over them and see how they handle every situation, and handled it pretty good. Of course, Mistress was kind of confused in certain parts uh, why mostly did what they do. Of course, driver said in my style, and mostly sort of said in my work and in sign languages, and mostly that in probably says in my challenge. Mostly that, yeah. So mostly their free benefits and their free doubts, not doubts, but be basic. So yeah, so one workaholic, one in style and bliss, and one in the challenge. Of course, Mrs. was very intrigued, so she wanted to enroll those three for some reason. So she pulled out the paper and told them, "Would you enroll in this school?" And all of them says, "Sure." Of course, driver sort of write his name. Of course, pilot and driver, no, pilot and soldier was very confusing. And driver said, "What? Something new, like at least a challenge." Of course, immediately, immediately pilot was in on it because he wanted to challenge driver. And mostly that soldier said, in a way, I don't know, mostly signed to the mistress roll the paper and poured it in the rest of the papers, closing the place where paper goes to. I don't know. Of course, he go and fill out the paperwork later. Of course, here you go. Of course, here you go, and gave him this weird key, like a home key. This will be home for staying. Hopefully, come to this university. Thank you for joining our ranks. And of course, they were all smiling and all cowering. They have a free home, free place to live in for free. Of course, they don't know what's yet to become to those things. Of course, they're trying to escape the police, so they kind of opened the window and kind of went out the other way. Went to his home, disguised himself, and just relax and take all the bullets out of their bodies. But they don't know what's yet to come to this adventure above. And hopefully, they might meet new friends and new enemies. But that is next time. Thank you for watching this video. Leave a like down below if you think this is a good story. It's not gonna be too long. Leave a like down below, and hopefully, leave a dislike do, and also explain your dislike. Use these stories as a basis for your stories, ideas, and hopefully you have a good day. If you have a bad day, thank you for listening. Well, not really have, nah, sorry. If you have a bad day, keep up that bad day. If you have a worse day, keep pushing on. You might find a good day in that day. And remember, don't be, well, remember, see you in next universe. Probably. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.